Welcome to Inflation Explained: Causes, Effects, and Protection Strategies. We're diving into one of the most vital forces shaping our economy and your personal finances. Inflation directly affects the purchasing power of your money, your standard of living, savings, wages, investment returns, and even social stability. It truly affects almost everything. So what exactly is inflation? At its core, inflation is the general increase in the prices of goods and services over time. You experience this when groceries become more expensive, your rent rises, restaurant prices increase, insurance premiums climb, or cars and homes cost significantly more than before. The crucial result is reduced purchasing power. Your nominal income may increase, but if prices rise faster, your real purchasing power has declined, meaning your money buys less. Inflation isn't a single monolithic event. It comes in several key types, often driven by different economic forces. First, demand pull inflation occurs when aggregate demand exceeds the economy's ability to supply goods. This is typical during a strong economy, after government stimulus, or when interest rates are low. Next is cost push inflation, where rising production costs force businesses to pass higher expenses onto consumers. Think sharp increases in oil prices, wages, or raw material costs. We also have monetary inflation, caused by the money supply growing too rapidly. A closely related concept is the built-in, or wage price spiral, where workers demand higher wages due to rising prices, and businesses then raise prices to cover those higher wage costs, fueling a continuous cycle. How do we actually measure these price changes? Economists use three primary indices to track inflation across different levels of the economy. The most common measure is the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, which tracks average price changes for consumer goods and services like food, housing, and medical care at the retail level. The Producer Price Index, PPI, tracks selling prices at the wholesale or production level. The Federal Reserve's preferred index is the Personal Consumption Expenditures, or PCE, which adjusts more dynamically for shifts in consumer behavior. The recent wave of inflation has been driven by a combination of powerful, modern factors. These include excessive money creation, such as quantitative easing, and major global supply chain disruptions like factory shutdowns and shipping bottlenecks during the pandemic. Other major causes include energy shocks like major oil price spikes, ongoing labor shortages, and rapid demand stimulation from large government deficit spending. Inflation impacts the cost of living across the board, but certain sectors feel the pain much more acutely. Housing is consistently one of the most affected areas, including home prices, rent, property taxes, and especially mortgage rates, which tend to rise as the Federal Reserve combats inflation. You'll also see significant inflation in necessities like food, healthcare, and education costs, which place heavy burdens on household budgets. Inflation redistributes wealth and financial power, creating clear winners and losers in the economy. Those hurt most include fixed-income retirees, individuals who hold most of their wealth in cash savings, and lower-income households who spend a higher percentage of their income on essential, inflating goods. Those who may benefit are borrowers with fixed-rate debt, since their payments become cheaper in real terms, and owners of appreciating assets like real estate or stocks. To protect yourself, focus on increasing your income, owning appreciating assets, avoiding high-interest debt, and diversifying your savings away from just cash.